So I'll call the meeting to order at 5 minutes to 5. We're a couple minutes early, but everybody's here. So we might as well get started. Has everybody had a chance to read the minutes from the last meeting?
Yeah, I only had a couple of, actually typos were all it was. So.
Yeah, I noticed one and the other was on the lead.
One on the lead and then
LED.
Yeah. And then up above, was it above that or after that? Somewhere in there was...
Did you already tell her about it?
No, because where she had sent the text earlier. I mean, we can either wait or...
In the last paragraph of the second page,
There.
we were talking about the lead at the school. I had made mention that I had tried to reach out to the superintendent several times, and I just wanted that to be captured in the minutes.
So then if you just send her, well then you don't accept the meeting.
Yeah, we'll just send, you can put an email to her, just say, make these changes and we'll approve them at the next one.
Okay.
Because yeah, I had the 2 typos, you can send her that.
You saw the LED?
Yeah, I saw the, and then
Okay.
up above that, just something repeated, said, to which he replied.
Okay.
So,
with
nothing serious.
those changes, do I hear a motion to accept these minutes?
You want to just accept them at the next meeting when she has a chance?
You wanna do
Because
that?
Dylan wanted to add something else to
Yeah,
it too.
I did. If we can wait, I'll prefer to wait.
All right, so we'll wait till the next meeting. Sounds good. So that's the end of the new business.
Yeah, I had a question on one of the warrants, Wayne.
Yep.
One of the Tater and Howard one, the PFAS. We started out with 30 grand, and then there was a 15 grand not to use, according to their invoice. Now and that's how they ran the first couple.
Yep.
And then, I know that we've got a bunch because of the funding
Right.
stuff. But then all of a sudden, they jumped it to the 45 grand. Like they decided to use the 15,000
All
for
right.
phase 2.
I know that I had her, so part of it was, I know they sent a plethora of things and I'm like, so 3 of them should be broken out onto a separate warrant. And it should be coming out of the town's opera funds. 'Cause that's the Manley Street. And then there's
that's,
another pile that's,
Yeah, I think that's the Manley Street, that's the 17,000. The 32,000 is for down here. But we had a phase 1 and phase 2 on their first few invoices.
yeah.
And then they suddenly switched, it's only phase 1 with...
I wonder if they made a typo.
Well, before we probably should ask them what's going on with it, because it was, phase 1 was 30 grand
Yeah.
on 3 invoices, and all of a sudden, phase 1 is 45,000
All right.
lump sum.
Yeah.
So we should probably, I think we should probably wait on that and just.
All right.
I mean, I'll come in and sign it, you know, if they give you an
Yeah.
answer that's okay.
All right.
We'll find out what's going on
But
with that.
that's this one.
All right.
Yeah, it might have just been they processed it and they hit the wrong thing and
Yep.
added it.
All right. So we're gonna start on old business, or do you want, what do you want to do there?
Well, there's no new business, so it's all
Yeah.
old business.
It's all old business.
I can probably whisk right through and then we'll get down to job posting. So stations 1, 2, and 4, Blue Leaf, they're still doing the pilots. So when they showed up with their filters, they were brand new raw filters. So what they're doing is from what I read into the email chains, they're seasoning the iron filter first and getting that so that it's, you know, running, it's biological. So they're getting that so it's running, then they'll move over and season it on the manganese. Their plan is to move it, both the filters seasoned, whether they do it there and run pipe through the woods, or they move the thing over to Norman Ave, so that the filters are already seasoned so it won't take so long. So it's gonna take about 2 months for station 1. So they're probably halfway through that right now.
But then they'll move them while they're already going, so.
Yeah, so that they don't have to re-season them.
Yep.
And then station 3, so they're moving through the prep, they're prepping for bid. So I haven't heard much more on that. The update replacement well, the VFDs, well, they're still, they haven't said anything. They said mid-January, well, we're mid-January, so hopefully any day. But they're gonna test the well, they're gonna do a flow test on the well tomorrow. So once they're done with that, then they've done all of their part, it's commissioned, we've done all of our testing parts, so that once they're done tomorrow, we'll just open up the gate and it goes straight to the street.
So we can use it finally, we just don't have the VFDs.
I didn't wanna use it before they tested, I could've told them it was blocked off, but I'm like, you know what, I'll just wait. We're running slow right now, so it's not a bad thing.
Okay.
On the side of that, Morel Labs, who does our total coliform testing and E. coli, they're going out of the business.
You kidding?
No, I just got an email, so that was it, so I gotta pick a new lab for, that from here on out.
Huh,
I know once the girl died, they seem to have been screwed up for with the.
who died?
The one who used it, Gail. She was usually the one, she
The
pretty much
ran the lab?
ran everything, so she,
The one that ran the lab,
yeah.
she died?
Yeah, she got cancer, she battled it, she won the battle, but then suddenly she was gone. So I don't know what happened
What a
there.
shame.
But once that happened, nothing's been right there since. But they were just getting it together again, and now they claim that they can't get the materials to do the processing. So, and maybe they're small enough they don't do that much. I tried to look to see how many towns. They might not be doing that many towns, so it's not worth it for them to do it anymore.
So how soon do you have to have someone else?
I gotta pick somebody for next month, so, and I have 2 labs, I've got Alpha who does our PFAS, and then I've got,
The nice thing about
Yeah,
them
yeah.
is that's all they did was bacteria.
Yeah.
They didn't do all the other testing, and they were really good at it. And they could tell you what kind of bacteria you had, and then the best way to to use something to kill that bacteria. What works best.
Yeah.
So they were really good at it. They weren't just a testing lab. They did, and they also tested food, ice cream, stands and stuff like that. So they're really good at the bacterias.
alright, the asset management grant, well, that was supposed to be removed because it's done. I've submitted all the
Did
paperwork.
we get the money?
We haven't gotten anything yet.
Leave it on until we get the money,
Alright,
just so it reminds us.
yep. The Walnut Street tank, I haven't heard anything more out of them right now, so I know they're working on it. I just haven't heard anything from them.
I think he was supposed to have a couple things for us for the last meeting, which we ended up not having, so
Yeah.
we should be maybe
Alright, I'll probably.
just tickle him and see if we can get something for next week, our next meeting.
The composting facility, Oak Hill Way, I saw the building commissioner included me in an email chain to them, the company that's out there, asking, what are they doing? And they said they're not doing anything. So the pile's still sitting there, and I'll have to drive out and we'll have to start taking pictures of the pile to make sure it's not changing, I guess.
That'd be a good idea.
Water rates, well, that's up to you guys. I can tell you what to do.
We're still waiting.
Well, that's one of the things that Tate and Howard were supposed to have
Right.
something on the last meeting for.
Start dates.
So you're gonna tell us how much we need to raise them?
No, he won't do that. You'll
No,
have to-
I said you. You're gonna tell us?
Oh, I would've told you to bump it $5 a quarter right away, but just to begin. Oh, wow. The solar, I've been in contact, I finally figured out the electric bills. I don't know how they apply the credits, but if they applied the credits properly, and it's hard to tell because there seems to be credits, non-credits, but it looks like we should basically have an electric bill of $23,000 a year instead of the 70 plus that we're paying. So maybe the credits can't carry over from month to month, I don't know how it works. But I gathered up all the bills, I submitted them in total to UMass. Then she asked, so it got us up over the 100,000. Then she asked, is this per building or, per site? And so then I had to break it down, and it's not. But she's still working. She said there were other ways that we could look at it. So I have a Zoom meeting with them next week.
Oh, good.
Nice.
So it's possible, but we just don't know yet. Depends on.
Right. And then so I'll just jump past to the ARPA funding. I tried to get in today, but the thing I emailed David that said I'm in. I sent them all a thing, but he's like, all right, you gotta call me. So it's 15 minutes, so I'll try that again tomorrow when I have time.
Yeah, that's that thing I saw in the emails today where it has the code and
Right.
stuff.
So I saw it, there was an article in the paper while I was away, or it was just happened, but there's something to do with Rainham and that they didn't apply because their project wasn't shovel ready, something else about getting supplies. The other thing is that it asked if the thing is approved. So right now, you're not approved to spend $10 million. You need a town meeting to do that. You need to kind of tell the people, the townspeople, this is what we're doing, and we're looking for grants, but you can't get the grants if you're not approved to move forward. And I know that in the ARPA application, the sample application I saw, it asked if it's approved. I mean, you guys have approved it, but it's not, the town.
The funding is
Right,
approved
the
through
funding
town
is not approved. If they only give you $10,000 and you still have to come up with the other 900 million something, then it's not approved.
But you could always just not do it.
Right,
Back
I'll
out.
get into the ARPA and then I'll start asking, I'll ask the Plymouth Commission questions
Yeah.
and,
Well,
to
as
help
part
me
of that,
through.
wasn't so much that we were looking, I think, with the ARPA for full funding, like for all of it. We were putting
Right.
the money in to run that money up.
Right,
But we have approval on some, like the PFAS stuff.
so you have approval for pilot studies, that's what the town.
That's as
people-
far as we have, because we
Right.
don't have a construction cost for the pilots, for beyond that.
Right, and the pilots, for Manly, that's all set, that's paid for between the town's ARPA money and the money that the state had said that they're gonna give us.
Okay.
Either way, the townspeople have also approved the pilot study, because that was before we realized there was a pilot. Now the short term is gonna be the pilot. So things kinda changed as we moved along.
Okay. You're gonna talk to Dave tomorrow on that?
Yeah, I'll get into the ARPA, it seems more like he doesn't wanna be doing it, so I'll get in and then I'll start asking questions out of the Plymouth County.
Okay. Speaking of things he doesn't necessarily want to do, have you been on this email train on the PFAS application? This is from the lawyers?
I saw that today, I haven't opened it up because I was trying to stay flowing with the ARPA
Yeah.
and catch up to everything that I was behind in.
I'll leave this one for you. I downloaded it. They're asking for more information again, but a
Yeah.
lot of the information we already did.
Right,
And I haven't heard back. I also asked them like when they need it by, because they didn't really, it was kind of left open.
yeah, I saw
But
an email chain.
there's a bunch of information they're looking for that I think we already,
Right,
put it
I don't know
together
what's
and
been
gave them
supplied
all.
and what I haven't supplied anything other than the PFAS numbers, but it looked like they were asking for other things.
way
outside
back,
of
we
it.
had given them information on like where the wells were, or, basically, just the basic water system. None of it's in, it's just a blank form.
Right,
So before we spend a lot of time that you don't have,
yeah,
trying to dig stuff up, I wanna see if they, they find some of the information already and just what we have to update
right,
and when they want it by,
yeah,
so. But I knew you were out, so I didn't know if you had seen it yet.
yeah, I just saw, I didn't open them up because I want them to stay.
This came from the town council, right?
That's the stuff from David Gay, and, I guess he's not doing it, the other lawyer there's doing it, but it's back and forth. They sent it to them and to Gagny. Most of the information, it's not town information, it's almost all water department information, so Gagny said it would be us doing it. And like I said, it was just a lot of information sitting in there that I think we've already, Wayne's got enough, he doesn't need to duplicate effort that we've already done.
All right, so we already sent a lot of it in.
I believe we did way back when it first started. Because
Okay.
they were asking us all kinds of questions about the system and about what we had. You know, like Wayne said, the PFAS numbers, they might want updates, maybe they want more detail, but it's not clear. So we should, we'd like them to tell us before, we go too crazy on time.
Yeah, I think they're looking, and David, I guess, is looking for you to help answer it.
Well, yeah, because it's, and he's right, it's most of the information's all about
Water.
the water system. So he wouldn't have the information,
Right.
but then a lot of it is just. like I said,
So, are
pretty
you
sure.
gonna work on it?
Well, I'm gonna go to town hall tomorrow for some stuff. I was gonna try to catch up with David anyway, because I haven't had any answers to the emails I sent. Probably because I wasn't too nice in the first one, but, I'll try to find out what's going on with it. And like I said, when it's due, I mean, it's one, if they're telling us they need it in 2 weeks, or if they need it in 3 months, is a big difference.
Right,
Because, again, it's got other stuff going on here.
yeah.
All right, and that brings us to our job posting and our current candidate.
Okay, so,
I forgot to print out his resume. Didn't help, but I'll let him explain himself.
How you guys doing? Brian McSweeney. Quick rundown of my resume. Most importantly is what is on the resume that transfers over to the water world. So I spent 6 years at the East Bridgewater DPW, and through that time acquired my treatment 2 license, my distribution 2 license. I have my Class B CDL with an air brake endorsement and a 2A hydraulic license, which should cover me in most of what's going on, a leak in the road or things like that. And previous to that, I was an automotive mechanic, and I was the equipment manager for Pioneers Golf Course in Easton. And currently I'm working at Callahan Construction Management out of Bridgewater and tending to all their heavy equipment, kind of back in the mechanic world. So I heard about the job posting through Randy Randall, and saw it floating around on Indeed, so I inquired. And, I feel like I'd be a good fit for the position with my, my credentials for the job. You don't have to wait for someone to go through school or try to gather the information to feel confident in taking the test. I kind of already have those things. If the system were to get larger or further education was needed, I'd absolutely be willing to go and get, a T3 or a D3 or a D4, whatever it will require. But kind of come back to the water world and, dip my toe. I live in East Bridgewater, so originally that was a boon for me, and things kind of shifted in the DPW, which at the time I wasn't too keen on. So I sought other employment, and a friend of mine is where I currently am, so it was kind of an easy transition, if someone was familiar, and back into the world of being, with my hands and, on the ground. So, but I'm interested in the position, and, I think if we can meet somewhere, for pay and vacation, or what you guys are offering in those areas, it's really been unclear to me too, what is available or what is offered to new hires. I'm still in the dark.
You met with Linda?
So I met with Linda. Unfortunately, her computer was down the day I met her. She did email me later in the day the insurance, what you guys offer for health insurance. She just kind of broadly set a pay scale and didn't really have inclination to where or how that would go about, and then there was no discussion on, as far as vacation time or anything like that. So I'm really currently in the dark on those things.
how many years were you with East Bridgewater?
6.
6?
Yeah. I spent my last year and a half, 2 years as a distribution foreman. Ronnie Randall retired, and I was the hire for the distribution foreman position. So I have not only the experience in the road, but experience in the office as well.
When we complete the new treatment, are we still gonna be 2?
Yeah, I was discussing, I think that we'll still stay at 2, because I think even when it's biological, I still think it's a filter, it's just done another way. So I don't think, we're not changing our pressure zones, we're actually removing chemicals, not adding more chemicals. So I think we'll still stay, you know, T2 when we come out of it. I mean, as long as I'm here, they could go up to T4, but it would be, they keep changing the test because now it's nationwide. They've taken regulations out of it, so the things that you could memorize, they've taken out, and like it's 100 questions, 3 hours, and they're paragraphs that you read for the question. They have not been making it easier.
No,
Of course not.
they're not gonna make it easier, they're gonna make this stuff.
But it's like when you go for your CDL, they break up the air brakes. There are certain sections, there are 6 sections, like the maneuvers, it gets broken up. So if you fail a section, all right, the sections that you passed, then you continue on. But they need to change the way the test. It's just, it's too intense. You know, they want an engineer in there, but towns don't want to pay all their guys $100,000 a year to have engineers in here that probably don't want to get dirty.
Yeah.
So what's the next step as far this? You're the first new hire since I've been on the board, so.
Okay.
So it would be up to you guys to decide that if he fits the bill, it would be up to him to say, you know what. So he's left because he, you know, was a little dismayed in how that was going. But our idea is to get somebody. You need institutional knowledge in a system to get to know the system, and you know, we're about to lose some of our institutional knowledge, so you need to attract and keep and retain.
Yeah, I mean, I think if there was day one, if there was, you know, anything in the ground related, it would just be a matter of, do we have the stuff we need to fix it? And I'd go fix it. I wouldn't have to be
Yeah, you know
taught any
how
of
to
that
deal
other-
with pipes, how to shut.
Yeah, hole safety or whatever it is, and
Yeah,
just
we're gonna have to teach them all that stuff.
treatment, safety, and precautions.
And we got good locations and everything. Once you're using the maps and everything, you should be able to, just like any other town, you know, you just,
Yeah.
once you know where it is, you know what you gotta do.
Right, it's a matter of learning the familiarity with the town so that you can shoot across and you know where the little streets are. Even times now I doubt myself and sometimes have to look in the map.
It's nice to have good maps.
Yeah,
Situations where there's not great
We have pretty good maps.
We do.
yeah.
We have really good maps. Yeah, we need, you know, we need people.
Right.
Well, no, I mean, I interviewed him with Wayne last week, and no, I mean, I think it'd be a good hire. We just have to work out the details on what we can do in terms of the starting position.
What would you, did you see the scale of the wage?
I haven't seen any, so it was just a verbal breakdown of somewhere between maybe $24 an hour to maybe $29 an hour, and no real understanding of, you know, I think Wayne had mentioned maybe 6 or 7 steps or something is within that breakdown.
Yeah, I
Right.
think what it is there's 5 steps. Still,
5
right?
steps.
There's 5 steps, but it's been based on, usually when we get somebody at step 1, it's somebody who's a green on or doesn't have anything. And then we have to get them licensed and stuff. So that's why that pay range is so much lower to begin with. But he's already got all the licenses and stuff, so he's got experience. So it's totally different.
Yeah. And everything is still current. We just went through, you know, renewing everything. Water licenses are good for 2 years, so last December everything's updated. Everything's good for longevity. I have, you know, a DOT physical card I just got this past October, you know, kind of thing. So I wouldn't come in here and all of a sudden, you know, things expire, you know, kind of thing.
Why don't you're gonna see David?
Yeah, I'm gonna be in there tomorrow.
why don't you have a discussion with David and see if we can tell him that we found a candidate that,
Do we wanna bring in at a higher step and what we can,
and
Yep.
what we can do. And then we'll see if it fits what he'd be willing
Okay.
to take. Because I don't think it would be fair that we even try to bring him in at where you bring in a greenhorn.
well, no, it's not an entry level hire.
Right.
It's beyond that, because he's got
And you
knowledge, he's got licenses.
Would you be in favor of that too?
I'd be in favor.
Okay, so you could tell David that the three of us are in favor of working out something for him where we could bring him in at a high rate.
Right.
It's, you know, all three of us are with the same feeling that we'd like to do that. If we can get the selectmen to go along with it.
Well, that's what we have to do, we'll see what they say, and I'll see if I can get, Linda's computer working while I'm up there.
Yeah, I think, it
Get
came to
something
her at the end of the
printed
day, and she was able to email me,
And see
a
what
few
they
things.
do on vacation and stuff.
Yeah,
See if they give them a little bit more.
Yeah, the vacation time, I'm a father of 5, so, I got things with my wife that are planned out, I may have brought this to Wayne or not, but I'm pretty strategic with, our vacations. I'm not the type of guy that's just like,
Yeah,
I'm
usually,
gonna take a day on Friday because I want to. No, I got kids where, you'll know a month, 2 months, whatever Wayne needs or whoever needs it, that I'm away. at
when
this
when
time.
you're a new hire, you have to work here for a year before you get your first week's vacation. So, see if we can get around that.
we'll have to see.
I don't want to, push the issue. That would be that'd be a conversation with my wife that probably wouldn't go too good. I can't go anywhere for a year. It probably wouldn't work out.
That won't go too good. No.
Yeah, I mean, that's a large part, because that first year, it's basically a trial,
Yeah.
right? So
Right.
after the year,
Yeah.
you can part ways, so for somebody to come in and take a bunch of vacation out of that first year, I think they frown on it.
So why don't we do this? Why don't we let Art go to the town hall, talk, he'll bring back some information.
Yeah.
And then we'll make you an offer
Yep.
of what we're able to do,
Okay.
all right?
We'll see how it goes.
See if we can come to some type of an agreement where
Absolutely.
it works for all of us,
Yeah, that'd be great.
all right?
Now, would you be able to negotiate that without us, or do we have to meet again?
You'd have to meet again.
Yeah, well, we'd have to meet again to say what we're gonna provide to them.
Okay.
What we could do is we could just have another meeting, a short meeting with that's the only
Just
thing on the agenda.
Well, and what I can do is, after I get that information, I'll send an email to Wayne with what I find out. He can, because I can't send it to you guys, because it's
Right.
an open meeting violation, but I
Yeah.
can send it to Wayne. Wayne can send the information out, you can call a meeting and we can sit down and do it. But that way we have the everybody sees what it is before we sit
Right.
down.
And I want to make sure the timeline works for you. I've looked for jobs in the past, and you don't want to be waiting to hear back
Yeah.
and to find out that the pay scale isn't what you were hoping it would be
Right.
for, weeks and weeks.
No, I appreciate that. Yeah.
But
And-
we
and we
meet
gotta-
every 2 weeks anyway, so
Plus,
that'd
we
be
got
no
one
problem.
employee leaving,
Yeah.
he's got another job, so Wayne's gonna be, what are you down to? Will you be down to 2 guys?
I think after this week, I gotta ask Kenny again when he's going.
I was just gonna ask you that, did you have?
I was surprised to see him when I came back today, so I'm like, all right, he's still there.
Yeah. Anyway, in all the towns have got the same problem.
I don't blame anybody for advancing, it's,
No. But everybody knew this was gonna happen. They've been predicting this for the last 8 or 10 years. That there wasn't gonna be enough people around with the licenses and stuff to fill all the positions, and
Yeah.
here it is.
I think that was the big concern, that the older generation's moving on, retiring, and kind of stepping down. And there's no one in really my age range that is coming in with knowledge or licenses.
No, and they're making it, they're trying to make it more attractive by, you know, if you need more licenses and such, the pay goes up, but then you get in the small systems, you have a problem, because it's tough to come up with that money.
Yeah.
You almost wonder if they'll do, you know, try to use that as a way to help, you know, try to push people to regionalize, because then you can have, you know, you share that out over a bigger
Bigger area,
DEP's want, you know, they've been in favor of that kind of thing for years.
bigger revenue base
Yeah.
to support it. Yeah.
Well, you just gotta get the water bills as high as the Comcast bills, and
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
You have to move out of town for those like that.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll get back to you, I guess, we'll let you know when to come in after we go through our side of it.
And Wayne's got your phone numbers and everything, right?
Yeah, I phone and email. Yep.
All right, sounds good.
Excellent. Thank you.
Let's see where we come to some type of deal.
Yeah. Look forward to it.
Okay.
Anything- You got anything else for
No.
tonight?
No, that was it.
Next meeting is,
Yeah, the first of next-
February.
First Monday,
Yeah, 'cause I think there's a holiday somewhere else in there.
oh, was there?
There's always a holiday somewhere, but I think
So
it's
it'll
the
be the
second one.
6th, yeah, because the holiday I think is the,
Holiday is the third,
20th.
20th.
yeah,
What's that holiday?
Washington's birthday, something,
yeah.
or President's
well,
Day.
whatever it is now.
Yeah. Yeah, so the 6th we have the meeting.
Yeah.
make a motion to adjourn?
I'll second that. I can second that.
Yeah.
All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Oh, that was shot.
I'm gonna back up.
Oh, wait,
The
reopen the meeting.
Reopen the meeting.
Alright, so I don't, did she give you the paperwork? I'm trying to keep this, so the person came in, they haven't paid their water bill in years. So they came in and they made a payment, but the payment went towards the current bill. What they wanted the money to do was be paid towards the lien part of the bill. They're not trying to take the money back, but they just want it switched, because if you have money on lien, then it affects your mortgage, and I don't know if this person has a mortgage or not, so that might be why they're trying to move it over. So it becomes above, you know, carry out my pay grade to say that she can or can't. But to me, they're not trying to take the money back, they don't want it back, they just want to move it from where it paid the current bill over to pay the lien part of the bill.
It just got, put on yet.
Right, when
That's
she
a
went
different-
into, like, town hall has no idea, and she probably didn't say I wanted to do this.
She probably
Yeah,
just
'cause
thought it was gonna go to the
Right.
other spot.
Because she's not sending it in like the regular water bill, right? She's going
Right.
and paying it at
Right.
town hall.
Right, she went and paid it
So
at
they-
town hall.
So they did it.
Right,
Yeah, and it's, that, once it becomes a lien, it comes off the water, comes
right,
off our water books, it goes on to the tax books.
Right.
Yeah, so why would the town,
because she has a current balance.
But yeah, she didn't specify probably when she went in there that she wanted to pay off the lien.
or is there maybe?
So-
is
so
there a
they took
reason-
it-
Will they not pay off the lien if there's a current balance, maybe?
They just applied it
No.
directly to the current
No,
balance.
that's what I'm
No,
wondering.
you
is that-
could,
is-
you could go in and specify that you wanna pay the
Even
lien.
if you haven't paid your current balance?
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean, if you can do that, I have no problem with shifting
alright.
it.
I just wanted to make it, we didn't wanna overstep any bounds.
because the other thing is, they had, a $50 charge just to, or they used to
Right.
put, and I'm sure it's more now, just to put it on the books, just to switch it from this set of books to this set of books, they charge $50 for it, so it makes sense to, try to get it off the lien book.
Is that what, did she pay the lien off in full? Or
I don't think
just
it'll
paying
pay it off in
against the
full.
lien?
Only Carrie can answer that. I mean, she printed out the stuff, but I hate looking at this.
I don't
I mean,
know if you could do that, I think you gotta pay the whole thing.
You know what, did it have to be done tonight? I can stop, I'm gonna be in town hall tomorrow, I can ask them.
You gotta be there a while.
every time I go in there, I end up in there a while anyway, so. You want me to try to find out if there's a
Well,
reason?
looking at it,
How much is the total amount of the lien?
the total lien looks like it's $734.17. And it
What did
looks
she
like
pay?
she paid $877.59.
So she paid more?
Yeah, so it should take the,
Yeah, it should take, yeah.
should do
Want
it,
me to go in and find out?
well, I know Maureen was pressing us, and I'm like, oh, this is, it becomes above my pay grade that, before I say yes or no.
But she paid more than the amount of, what was her current balance?
Cause she hasn't paid in several years. It looks like her, so it looks like her current balance was 1,311.
Well, she's gonna have to pay that one before it gets to be a year old, because that'll end up as
Yeah,
a
it just
lien.
ends up going to lien again. Either way, I just knew that she's not
If she can, let her pay the lien off, and then
Right.
she'll have to deal with the next one.
Right,
because
either-
The poor thing's gotta get,
Yeah, cause
Lien
that
on
would
it.
take the lien completely off and put a small amount towards her current balance.
Right, that's what it looks like, but Carrie could answer that more than I can, because she's looked at it. In either case, she's not trying to pull the money back, she just wants to move it.
yeah, I
And
would,
it's still
Right,
payment.
you're pretty sure that they can do that?
I'm pretty sure they
With the
can do
balance,
that.
then I'll make a motion to allow that to be transferred to the lien. And
I'll second that.
current, and have, whatever else goes to the current.
You gotta work with people, things are tough.
You gonna call the vote on it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we'll call vote.
Dylan's over there quietly waiting.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Alright, that's it.
Okay,
Alright,
All right.
motion adjourned, again.
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.